Zepp is a weird name for a general. Fort Halfa is our next stop on the way to, this guy has a pretty cool portrait, actually, on the way to, Roselia, where Mr. Royal Pain, as I like to call him, is, currently ruling. Oh yes, this guy probably got reassigned to the desert for some kind of, infraction, and now he's just, wanting to relieve his boredom on us. This guy, though, you'll want to pay attention to him. He's actually way more dangerous than his employer. We have a level 30 Naren and Sasha. I don't think you are. Yeah, I mentioned that Sophia doesn't play a pretty big role in the game, but this is probably the biggest role that it does. This guy and his squad are from Sophia. What's 5 more troops gonna do? A lot. I'll just say. A lot. This is that one boss of TearRing Saga, in my opinion. Maybe even worse than Barbarossa. They are the Condor squad. They're the pride of Sophia for a reason. Well, I mean, honestly, what is an honorable battle, really? Yeah, they are scary. They're counted as a separate army. Welcome back to TearRing Saga. Last time, we took care of Zemselia and Duke Dolm. Our next destination is freeing Roselia from Lenzenheimer, or Renshen as I used to know him's tyranny. But before that, we have to deal with the Condor squad. Simon, Andrew, Philip, Thomas, and Mark. I think all of them have biblical names. But, their stats may not look that impressive. Don't let that fool you, though. You won't see it here, but the Condor squad have an enormous support bonus with each other. And if they attack you en masse, they have, like, upwards of 50 crit, and they'll always hit you. And they also all have spears. So they are incredibly dangerous. And there's Mark, I believe, which is the one that... I think it's that, no, yes, it's Mark. Okay, so Mark, also, Mark is the one that Christ needs to defeat for the Latina event. So, yeah, thankfully he is the weakest of the group, but that still doesn't mean that he's weak. They're all really, really brutal, especially when they all gang up. And we also have, the Halfa army, including General Zepp, who, he's okay, but he's not super strong. Arbalest, though. Blizzard is annoying. We have a Physic Bishop as well. And, oh yeah, we have a lot of Arbalest to deal with, too. I wonder if I could mug a few of them. Maybe. Just gotta be careful of Marhen, but, yeah, they've got a lot of troops, including Ballisticians and, things like that. I wonder if Ballistas sell for a lot if you manage to mug one successfully. Yeah. While we're here, though, we can check, what was in the armory and vendor at Zemselia. Some pretty good stuff, actually. Silver Sword and Silver Lance. Although, honestly, my Lance users are so strong that I really don't need this. Mastery 11? Can Christ use that? 13. He can use it. Oh, he's one off using a spear. Well, let's see what's in the vendor. Iron Shields. These are actually going to be very useful where we're going. I don't know if I can scrape together enough gold to afford one, though. I mean, I'm not going to use that ever again. I doubt I'll ever use that. I don't plan on promoting any other people who promote with this item, I don't think. I can take one of those for now, though. I actually just realized, though, I had a money bag that I can just sell, and I also had these 2 Knight's Crest that I don't think I'll ever be using, either. I think I promoted everyone. The only other one that I want to use one on is, Bilford, and he's on Holmes's route, so that gets me quite a lot of gold. A few more silver weapons and a few more iron shields is what I got with that. I kind of want those for both this chapter and later. Although I'll keep those in the convoy, maybe. I'll probably end up trading them around. Because you might notice that I've stacked a whole ton of shields on Rochelle. He is going to be very, very important in this chapter. In fact, he's the one that I'm going to try and take on the Condor squad with. I've been both looking forward to and dreading this chapter, so here we go. Just as a heads up, this one's probably going to be a 2-parter. It's a fairly long map. Sandstorm. This chapter is literally just called Desert Storm in the Japanese version. This reminded me, I actually didn't get to fully talk about what the, that thing with the things, what things called in the Japanese version, and I had a tangent about that in the last part, I didn't really get to it, but, yeah, this. So, this map is kind of designed to be as annoying as possible. So, you've got 2 options. Either you break down a whole bunch of gates, and these stairs, annoyingly enough, mounted units cannot go on stairs. They have to dismount to go through them. And while you're constantly being sniped by these guys, some of whom have arbalests, and also shields, or you trek through the desert. Also, by the way, yeah, Narcissus is here, and this is where we'll be recruiting him permanently. We'll talk about that more later, because you might notice there are actually 2 castles here. There's one up there and one down here. The worst of the enemies aren't even on the map right now. Depending on which castle you seize, you'll go to a different version of Chapter 26. This one, I believe, gives you Chapter 26A, and is technically the easier castle to seize, although it's also probably more annoying. This one gives you Chapter 26B, and this one is guarded by the Condor squad. They are much tougher to take down, completely optional, but B is harder, but arguably more rewarding than 26A. It gives you a movement stat booster. 26A, though, gives you a lot of good items, including promotion items, that 26B doesn't give you. So I say arguably more rewarding for a reason. But yeah, 26A is a lot easier of a chapter, and it's also a lot easier to get to. So anyway, basically the cavalry are going to attempt to break through here as best they can, while also, you know, being forced to dismount on these stupid stairs. While, I guess the mages can go through the desert, sometimes I like to have the mages just walk through the desert and just, like, snipe the lower archers from below. Rochelle, though, has a very specific goal. He's going to head towards the Condor squad, but before that, let's just see who we bring here. I think we're probably safe using the same people as last time. Also, if you have thieves like Marhen and Bud, bring them here, because, like a lot of desert chapters, this map has hidden treasure. Oh, I just realized that I probably shouldn't have spent all my gold because there's a secret shop in this chapter. Yeah, there's a secret shop, and for that, I'm going to give Chryse the member key, assuming that I still have it. I should still have it. He has a miracle charm just in case. Okay, I do have the member key. The secret shop here actually sells, summoning staves. Although, objectively speaking, Runan is the best person to use the member key because he can buy out of the inventory, but, oh, that's going to really drag out finishing this chapter. But it's going to be dragged out anyway because Runan has to trek through the desert to recruit Narcissus. Let's battle. Overall, this chapter is usually not super difficult, it's just super tedious. However, doing the event with the Condor squad is pretty tough, so we will need to be a little bit careful there. Thankfully, there are really no enemies in the desert besides the Condor squad, and they're not going to attack you until you get into their range. Yeah, it seems like these are, like, temporary fortifications. It almost reminds me of how a lot of people play Age of Empires and just building walls all over the map. I used to have a bit of an obsession with building walls. My favourite map was always Fortress, the one where you start out with a walled city. So yeah, you either have to slowly break your way through the walls or trudge your way through the desert. It's kind of like one form of tedium or another. Pick your poison. Yeah, that's what Runan's pretty much summing up this chapter. And yep, there goes, I believe that guy is Simon? Because, yeah, like, these guys, they do have biblical names, but the fact that their leader is Simon just makes me think of Albert and the Chipmunks, unfortunately. Or at least one of them is Simon. I have no experience with that franchise at all, and I'm frankly kind of glad. And if you see this conversation, you know you've done the Latina event correctly. But here is something kind of frustrating about this whole thing, because if you've taken the Latina event this far, you will get nothing unless you take it all the way. And yes, the final step is having Christ defeat Mark, and that is a pretty big ask. So yeah, they're saying that here. Why I say all this is that there is a replacement character named Rebecca, who you will recruit in this chapter if you don't fulfill the Latina events. But at this point, if you've taken the Latina event this far, you do not have a chance to get Rebecca. So if you fail to have Christ kill Mark, then you get nobody. You lose. Good day, sir. I really don't know how Latina got all the way over here just looking for Christ, but, like, in the middle of a desert. But I guess she must have taken a ship to Granada. Considering that she's a civilian, she probably wouldn't be that much in danger from going into Empire-occupied territory, and maybe she thought that was the best way that she'd meet Christ, because Christ is, you know, fighting against the Empire. I'm probably overanalyzing this. So the thing is, back when I first read the description for the Latina events, and seeing that Christ had to defeat Marco to find out where Latina was, it made me think that Marco was going to be this Gaston-type character who would kidnap Latina and want her all for himself, but Mark's actually a pretty decent guy overall. He saved her in the desert, but like every single rescue in this game, he's fallen in love with the person he rescued. It's either that way or the other way around. It's always one of them will fall in love with the other. However, Latina in this case is already in love with Christ, so yeah. Ah, he even knows about Christ already. The weird thing about this is, they kind of do hint that you need to bring Christ to this chapter. At the same time, though, there's no real hint that Christ has to kill Mark. In fact, it seems very counterintuitive that that has to be the case. Because all you need to do once you've done that is to have Christ visit the house, and Latina should be in the house, so logically all Christ should need to do is just visit that house, but no, you have to find out where she is first. Well, it actually isn't a load of bull, but, well, yeah, we'll have to uncover these treasures one by one. Another reason why this chapter is kind of tedious, but the rewards are actually very good. Okay, so it's time for this map. Yeah. And remember when I said all the way back that Christ being promoted was very helpful? Well, that's not so much for the stats, but more because promoted Christ dismounted can move 2 tiles per turn in the desert, and he can only move 1 if he isn't promoted, so, yeah. It just makes things a lot less tedious that way. And now... the fish slapping down. No, and now, I can maybe make use of the fact that Raquel's no-killing rules don't extend to doors. Oh, but she can't one-shot the door, and you can't double doors, so it's probably not actually that useful to do that. Maybe, though... Maybe Meriel could just explode the door with Starlight. I think that's the first time we've seen its map animation, too. So, that is a dead door. I've heard of the expression dead as a doornail, but not dead as an actual door. Interesting. I can Arbalest you from all the way over here, and I think I actually do double you that way. Although, is that wasting Raphael's shield? It might be wasting his shield. And for that reason, I think I might actually take the shield from him before I go any further. But first, Runan, unfortunately, has to go in the desert, because he only moves one tile per turn in the desert. He has to get to Narcissus. Once you get to the road, it's really not that bad, but it's a slog until you get there. Well, I mean, I suppose Enter is unlikely to advance any further in the map, so she's going to go ahead and grab this Iron Shield. There are no reinforcements on this map, thankfully. So yeah, I'm going to do this, Arbalest you from all the way over here. I know I could potentially steal one of these with my hand, but, I don't know. Like a lot of things in this... Oh, I can't even one-round you. And you're going to get Physic Bishoped. Unfortunately. Okay, neither of you can, really get to anyone. That's another Arbalest. Is Mince at all in danger if he flurries this guy? He probably is. I have 4 attack speed, you have -1. I do double you. I take 9 damage from your bow. You'll probably be gone by the time that you're attacking, getting a second attack with flurry is what I meant to say. Yeah, 9 damage. Maybe I should have moved, Enter later, because now she's, yeah, she is, doing that. But, like, as you can see, these stairs just kind of pin you down. Because mounted characters can't even cross them, so I have to dismount Naren here, which means I can only use swords with him. That one's at least not locked, though. It's just, it's kind of a pain, this map overall. Because, yeah, the only ones who can ignore the limitations of flyers, and these guys are designed specifically to counter flyers, so that's, again, a major pain. Can I get 100% hit on you with... I mean, I definitely one-round you because your speed is terrible because of crossbows. If you're careful about positioning your flyers, you can have them take out the archers relatively easily. Like, it's not that hard, but it's... Yeah, I'm gonna not risk it because, do you... Oh, you don't have range to there, but I'm still not gonna risk it. Okay, you do have range to there, though, so Sasha... could be in trouble unless she decides to, like, dismount, and... That's going to rob her of potential movement later. I think maybe Sasha should be flying lower. Down, like, here, maybe? I suppose Marhen... I'd be giving up mugging a crossbow for this, but I suppose Marhen should probably go in the desert. And then Rochelle is going to head into the desert, because I'm going to need him later. Actually, Raquel is going to be useful, because she might be able to weaken... Mark, who was called Marco in the original fan translation, but she might be able to weaken Mark to 1 HP. Gold Paladins do look kind of cool when dismounted, though. Speaking of Gold Paladins, I had a funny story. While I was off-screen doing the arena with Tom a few parts ago, he encountered a Gold Knight Gold Paladin with 11 sword in the arena. It was really silly. I can't believe that's allowed to happen, but it is. You are getting reasonably close enough for me to maybe attempt... No, Marhan's already too far away. I've kind of given up on that. And I don't really know why that conversation was necessary, but yeah, Runan needs to come down there and talk to him. It's not so much Runan, but more Eugen who needs to talk to him. And Eugen is kind of assumed to be traveling with Runan at all times. Welcome, everybody, to Desert Crawling, everyone's favorite game. At least Rochelle can go through it with no penalty, and Thieves can too. Oh. Oh! Hang on a minute. So Thieves can move through this with no penalty, but Mahan can't. Okay, then. In fact, I wonder if that means he doesn't even count for getting the desert treasures, because I think only Thieves can find them in this game. So yeah, maybe actually... Yeah, maybe I can't do that with him at all. Okay. So... Mariel can Starlight you, and actually double for some reason, but it's not like it's necessary. It is a bit weird how, like, on promotion, Mariel looks like Alicia now, but, I mean, that actually happened in the GBA games as well, when, like, all of the promoted mages used the same long-haired model, and that was a bit weird with, some characters like, I know that some of them looked a bit weird when they promoted, like, magically gaining long hair and, like, becoming a palette swap of someone that didn't really make a lot of sense to be a palette swap of. And yeah, so here I can actually mount up and take you down. It's basically just a series of mounts and dismounts and mounts and dismounts to get around all of these annoying stairs. But I mean, you know, horses and stairs, unless they're very wide stairs, usually don't mix. So we're getting rid of a lot more of these guys, and in fact, Sasha, can she... No. Oh, because these are outright impassable to her, so she has to fly around the stairs, she can't just fly over them. That's really weird. And you do have to watch out for that guy, because he does have Blizzard, which can't be countered, but, let's just, get rid of this guy. If Raffin, it's almost like, hey, if you finish your homework early, you can go play. But if Raffin finishes his job clearing this fort early, he might be able to come down and contribute to the fight against the Condor squad. Maybe. Because the Condor squad, I'm going to want to use the save staff for that, because they are, they're kind of a pain. In fact, can we see their... Okay, we can actually see their support bonus now. I probably should go over this later, but I just want to show this now. So, 142 hits, 45 avoid, 56 critical. And their attack speed is actually not that bad by this game's standards either. Like, these guys, if you let them get their support bonuses on you, and they like to attack you all at once too. Like, that is how their AI is designed. They will only attack if multiple of them can attack you at once. They will go for those support bonuses, and when they do, yeah, it is kind of, insane. And yeah, here's a look at Raphael when he's dismounted. He's way worse than he is when mounted. In fact, have we even actually seen... Oh, it's exactly the same as Gold Paladin, except it's, well, black. But yeah, I think it's our first time seeing dismounted male, Black Paladin. Sasha's probably safe to fly in a little close. Because now, yeah, we have that gate next, which is, locked and barred, but can Raffin reach... Oh, he can reach the Ballista, and I don't think... Yeah, it's 3-range minimum, so it can't actually counter him. It's another Arbalest, though. I could actually just save one of the Arbalests and just try and box them in and maybe try and steal that. Possibly. Oh, and I save your movement to last, and I want to see if there's any desert items that you're in range of. No, they're all a lot further into the desert. She does give Rochelle a support bonus, though, which is maybe useful. Does anybody here need to get physicked? Mince took a little bit of a hit, so let's heal him. I admit this is kind of an interesting idea for a chapter, but, I almost wish the desert had enemies in it, because the desert is just so empty here. I mean, I'll probably take that over, FE6, desert chapter. Or even, you know, FE7 desert chapter. Blazing sword was the word I was looking for there. Can't believe I forgot about that, but kind of did. Haven't actually played that game in a long time. At least the enemy turns are mercifully short if nothing is in their ranges. But, okay. Raffin, take this guy out, so the skies are a little bit clearer. I will definitely double because of the fact that you're pretty much guaranteed to double ballistas. Like, as you can see, Raffin is still incredibly, like, broken even now, like, this late into the game. And he joined in Chapter 2. It's just, Raffin is kind of crazy. He really is sort of... I mean, honestly, I think he's actually even better than Ha. I mean, not that you can really compare them, but... Just the fact that he joins in Chapter 2 and is available for pretty much the whole game. Like, he's basically a Jagan and a late-game Wyvern Rider combined into one. Now, I have a feeling Sasha is actually okay if she goes there, but she probably should instead use the Levin Sword. So yeah, see here, 20 damage times 2, I one round anything with 0 resistance that has 40 HP or less. That is crazy, and with Adept, I can do that even more. So yeah, the first 10 levels of Princess are pretty miserable with Sasha, but once she actually does promote, then she, yeah, does this. I think she's okay. But now it's time to bust down that door, and, oh, I can actually attack it with Meriel again. Oh, Elfire is just not enough. I can't use Elfire, unfortunately. I wonder how these guys feel seeing their doors just get vaporized by, like, a blast of divine light magic. No, I probably have to preemptively dismount. Oh no, I have to dismount because otherwise he can't cross those stairs. Yeah, those stairs are just designated as completely impossible to anybody with a mount at all, even if they're flying, which is really strange. Yeah, in hindsight, Raphael is not the best in this map because of how often he has to dismount. But, okay then. More of Christ slowly moving forward. And, well, I mean, I suppose Runan at least moves 2 per turn in the desert. Now, can I reach an item with, her? 4 spaces above this house here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just realized a really great use for the flags in this map. I never thought to do that before. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to mark the locations of all the desert items. Oh, I think there's a limit to the number of flags you can place. That's a shame. Well, know that all of those are desert items. Okay, so I guess I can grab this one. Goddess Potion? Oh, and that... Really? That resets all the flags on the map? That's honestly kind of a pain. Maybe they knew that people would do this, and they specifically designed things so that the flags would disappear and annoy them. Oh, and I thought I discovered something really cool about this game, too. The flag feature is interesting, but yeah, there being a limit is a bit annoying. Oh, hi there. Oh yeah, gotta remember that enemies can just jump on towers. I don't think we've ever seen Blizzard hit in this game before, but in my test playthrough, this was where I found out that Blizzard can cancel counterattacks, because it hit someone and it said they were unable to move. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, like 2 right and 2 up from that place, there's another desert item. Canto Scroll. I don't really have anyone who I could... maybe Christ? I just wonder if it would be more worth it to sell that. And I just have to be careful and not go in these guys' ranges until I am absolutely ready. Because I think if Rochelle has shields, I think what they do is that they, Oh, that's opened already. I think they attack him because they know that even if they can't damage him, they're still doing damage to your inventory by wearing down his shields. I might even have to rely on an old video that I uploaded back in 2012 of the Latina events because, yeah, I had to rely on that in my test playthrough because I didn't really see how I could fight the Condor squad. I wasn't even going for Latina because in my test playthrough I got Rebecca because I just want to show off Rebecca and how she works and what the scenes are like if you have her and not Latina. Rebecca's arguably more interesting from a lore standpoint as well. It's just kind of overall sad how much, well, you'll see. I'm gonna try and get a crit here, maybe. I feel like we haven't really seen Vega do all that much on Runan's route because, as always, Runan's routes, his maps are big and they're very cavalry-oriented. Well, that was a complete bust. Because I want to get Naren in so he can potentially... it's another... Is that the Oh, that's the That's the Arbalest that I don't want to get rid of. But he's covering an awful lot of ground. I suppose I can Levin Sword the Armor Knight anyway. Get him out of the picture. As long as there aren't any flyers around that area, the Arbalest guy, I can really just leave him to his own devices and just slowly bring my hand over there, because he's not really going to be that big of a threat to me. I don't think so, at least. Again, as long as I don't have any flyers in that area. Like, if I have Sasha go up... Oh, she can't even fly over the... those. Yeah, he'll just stand there and take pot shots. If I mount up and then not equip anything ranged, send Raffin down there. He'll probably have to dismount if he goes into the Arbalest range, though. And we are almost through. You will also probably want to get rid of the Physic Bishop before you think about attacking the Condor squad. It's only turn 4 and it feels like it's been way longer. I'm probably going to spend even more turns in year 2. Hi there. Yeah, Arbalests are pretty useful, so it would be pretty effective if I managed to mug one of them. Meanwhile, on this, the 5th turn, Runan again slowly inches forward in the desert, as do the other sloggers. Actually, what turn is it? Oh, if I Aura Rain, though, that guy's just going to heal everyone. But Christ is nowhere near down there. I feel like I should probably save Aura Rain until, like, turn 10, when I actually do start fighting the Condor squad. Like, I absolutely can't have Sasha go down there and... Although, Sasha could just steal that guy's tower. If I dismount and then use the Levin Sword on... she can't even get to the armor that way. Dang it. Okay, I guess she'll just, attack the gate from up here, I guess. Do a little bit of damage. And then I suppose Vega can, like, finish the gate with the... Oh, he would have one-shotted the gate with the steel sword anyway. Oh well. That's one wasted Levin Sword use, but, not really that huge of a deal. You there are going down. And now we're almost through the annoying walls. Aura Rain it's kind of interesting because it's often not quite enough to, and I feel like in that case they probably did balance it decently well. Like, unless you're fighting, on a map with monsters, because it's effective against them, so, like, all light magic, so it's gonna be, it's gonna, like, really, really clear out the map of monsters. That might... Oh no, you can't even use it on Holmes' route right now. And even at the moment, like, Holmes' route is not actually that monster-focused for this act of the game, as you'll soon see. Well, not so much soon, but as you'll eventually see. I guess Raffin can go there and not get Arbalested. But yeah, as I was saying, they kind of balanced that knowing that they didn't want it to just wipe the entire map of enemies. However, there are a few things you can do to make it more likely to do so. One of them is the Ensorcel Staff, and the other is Plum. Yeah, Plum can dance for Muriel, and she can use it twice in one turn, and that's really fun when that happens. Yeah, unfortunately Plum has to be on Holmes' route right now for the Lionheart events. Okay, the next treasure is one space diagonally up from Narcissus, and Bud can grab that. Spirit... Ooh, that would actually be very good for Muriel, because with 3 extra magic, that's 3 more attack on Starlight. Which I mean, it does 26 damage to everything on the map, which is a little better. Although, with these guys avoid, thanks to their support bonuses, unless you've taken out a few of them, Aura Rain is not going to hit many of them. The thing about the Condor squad is the more of them you take down, the easier they become. That when all 5 of them are attacking together, they are terrifying. Yeah, they're totally optional, but they are probably my personal that one boss of this game. Another 5th turn passes without, Did you just move... Why'd the Physic Bishop just move closer to Raffin? I was afraid Raffin wouldn't be able to reach him that turn, but now I'm no longer afraid. Like, why did you do that? That serves, like, no purpose at all. Unless you have, like, a... No, you don't even have any attacking spells. It's just... Why? I could even attempt to leave that guy alive so I could mug his Physic. It's actually not a terrible idea. Oh, great, now you're blocking the way for... Okay, Raffin's probably gonna have to dismount here just because I don't want him getting hit by an Arbalest. But if I do this, then this guy is gone, we only have the Arbalest guy, I can box him in and then just slowly approach with Mahen until Mahen is ready to just mug that crossbow. Nice crit there. And then by that time, Mahen's probably ready to mug that other bishop. Unless this guy is deciding to, like, get closer to the Condor squad for protection. That's possible. Yeah, the Arbalest is, like, the only thing left here, and I can just, box him in this way. Except you can't do anything because of the fact that, these stupid stairs. Now he can go there, then that'll still take him like a turn before we can attack that gate. I don't even really need to attack that gate now, though. I mean, I guess I could just try. I mean, if he's boxed in, I don't know if he can even... I don't want to risk it, though. I'll just do this. It's a bit of a waste of 11 sword. I was thinking, like, oh, I could mount and then use the, like, pylon, but... Okay, yeah, she would be safe if I did that, but... Hindsight, I guess. And yet more people who have to dismount again. I suppose Muriel can now head towards the desert. I almost wonder if Raphael would have an easier time getting through if I moved him down to the desert. Slowly approaching that stupid road. Now, there is a treasure in these 2 tufts of grass there, which I can't reach yet. But I believe there's also a treasure in that, because some of the tufts of grass have treasure in them. Yes, there's a treasure in that tuft of grass. So I think I'll go for that one right now. I'm leaving Narcissus with nothing much to do. I feel like I should probably use the save staff soon, but we'll see what happens. Because soon it's time to fight the Condor squad. Okay. I don't like the crit rate on Arbalests. That was a level up too. Oh, they actually move out later on. Oh, that's why, because it says they're on cleanup duty, so it makes sense, yeah. Okay, so yeah, they say they don't break formation, and they do this if you get in their range too. Oh, well, that was... I should have used the save staff earlier. That's actually really bad. I have 5 attack speed. Okay. I forgot they did that. At least they moved away from Bud. That was what really, really worried me. But I need to make sure that that Christ beats Mark, and that's really difficult to do now. Okay, so, save staffing now. And I think I'm gonna cliffhanger you all here. And not even I know how this is gonna end. Actually, before I save staff. No, I should save staff first and then have Bud grab the treasure, because just in case she ends up in range of the Condor squad later. So yes, not even I know what's going to happen next. Next time, we will be fighting the Condor squad. See you all for that pain then.